Hi, good morning, everyone. Uh,
Good morning.
we are live on 122nd session of CMAAO. This is our weekly meeting, which happens on Saturday morning, Indian Standard Time, and uh, 12 o'clock midnight in US time, Eastern time. And we have people joining in from various countries. So we try to give update every week. Since I'm in US, I have recently got an update over here that they have declared a public health emergency for monkeypox. This is a news which I have received on 4th of August, where it says US has declared monkeypox outbreak as a national health emergency, where there are more than 6,600 cases being reported in the United States, which is up from 5,000 reported last week. Monkeypox is just like a smallpox. Those who catch the virus usually experience a fever-like symptoms, following with the, uh, you know, uh, uh, you know, following with all other symptoms which are there. Those who are high risk or for monkeypox can be gay or bisexual men. So this is the news coming up over here. And let's go to our friends over here. Can we have an update from Akhtar Hussain, who is from South Africa?
Good morning, everyone. How are you? In South Africa, there are some good news that Department of Health, National Department of Health and CDC, they are no more reporting COVID statistics every day. In fact, the surveillance they are doing, but they may give us every second week total number. At the moment, whole last week till yesterday, there was plus 50, 60 new cases. There were no death. So that's the reason they think not to be reporting anymore to the public. Like before, it was in the TV, radio, news, updating covered new cases. And the death is still very few, but the number of other viral infection like influenza and para-influenza, respiratory virus, the numbers are increasing. In fact, they are the one occupying hospital bed with the pneumonia. And those few 50 cases or 70 cases a day, mostly Omicron, BA4, 5, but they were so mild. It's not a problem to get admitted. The other issue, borders are totally open. Nobody is wearing mask. The finding masks is thrown to the bins. And vaccine is very slow in South Africa. People are not going for second or third booster doses. But there are prediction, maybe September we will have another wave. So that is from South Africa. Thank you.
And there is no monkeypox being
Oh, yes.
reported.
Monkeypox, initially 2 months ago, there was one case in Johannesburg city, but that gentleman never traveled outside. The history, he is a normal, what you call, not belongs to the any other LTGB groups. Same thing with the Cape Town, we have one new case. So far, 2 reported case, but nothing abnormality find from there. So
Okay, great.
what we are reading, mostly we are reading for information from US and European countries number. As you mentioned, that the US declaring disaster of the health of this monkeypox.
Okay, great. Uh, can we have an update from Japan, Dr. Marie?
much. Trying to get test in a high number of test cases. We have more than 300,000 people have been tested
Dr.
every
Marie, your
day.
voice is not clear.
Can you hear me?
Your voice is, yeah, but it's very low.
Also, can you hear me right now? What's better?
It's not very clear.
Please go ahead, Donald. I'm going to try to another way to connect with this conference. Can you give me a minute?
Yeah, sure. We can have an update from Dr. Pillai till that time.
Yeah. A very good morning. And regarding COVID, as our African colleague has said, it is no more on as a high agenda. Even reporting from every state is not in the public domain, although assessment is being done. We now almost have 20,000 cases, at least for a few days and weeks, within 18 to 20,000. That is the number we have. And there is no great increase in it, but still that number is happening all over India. And from every state, it will be around 86 or 76 or that range. Delhi, of course, has shown an increase for the last 3-4 days, almost coming to 2,000 numbers. And mask wearing is not routinely practiced, but still certain people do use it, and it is not compulsory also. All other activities, as usual, are happening in a democracy. There are a lot of protests and agitations and crowding and all, which is happening without any restriction. But still, the number increase is not much. That still are happening. Maybe 8 cases per day, at least at the national level, at least those which are reported. Hospitalization definitely is very less, and mainly those with comorbidities and elderly are only getting admitted, and it is more like an upper respiratory infection. And but then the antigen negativity takes more time than the previous strains. It used to be 7 days, now almost 10 days it takes for antigen negativity wherever we are testing it. That is what is happening. Immunization, vaccination also has taken a backbench. And the number of people who are going for booster again has come down. But it still continues to be there, and at the government level, at least occasionally some initiatives taken to promote it much more. But the number, those who are going for vaccination is definitely less, maybe because they think it is a minor upper respiratory infection. Let it come and go, that sort of attitude. But long COVID issues definitely are there. Recently published article in Lancet says that at least 12% of those who had COVID, particularly those initial ones, do have long COVID symptoms, mainly joint pain, malaise, forgetfulness, lack of sleep, and such symptoms do thromboembolic phenomenon. All those things are being reported and considered as long COVID symptoms. At least 12% of the population do have it. And so if you think that let it come and go, then maybe they are going for some long COVID symptoms. But unfortunately, even the international studies, these recent infections, Omicron, the long COVID symptomatology has not been studied to the extent it should. most of the studies relate to the previous infections. So we have to wait and see whether these present Omicron variant infection, whether it will produce long-term consequences or not. As for monkeypox, we have almost 10 cases, and most of them are people who have come back from overseas, particularly from Gulf countries, UAE and all. But at least in Delhi, 2 cases has been reported where it has been an infection which has spread locally. There are no foreign travel history, at least 2 cases. And out of the 10, we had 1 mortality also. A person who was monkeypox positive. Initially, it was not disclosed. He was admitted for an encephalitis, and he was a 22-year-old person, and he succumbed to the infection. Whether it has been because of monkeypox or whether he had a concurrent encephalitis, we don't know. But even with monkeypox, encephalitis, meningitis, pneumonia, and such due to secondary infection or even due to monkeypox also has been reported. And here the children and younger patients are more affected with monkeypox, and even vaccine. Indian companies, vaccine producers are having some collaboration with foreign vaccine producers, and some work is being done in that line, and may take almost 1 year before we have our indigenous vaccine against monkeypox. But prophylactic blanket vaccination has not been advised, so even that is in the state of development of a vaccine. But even a smallpox vaccine is supposed to be effective even in monkeypox. And the 2 strains have been identified. One is from West Africa and one from Congo. And the infections are not from animal to human, but it is from human to human, particularly those with prolonged intimate contact and through large droplet infections. So the government of India has issued certain precautions and preventive measures, including isolation, at least for 21 days is the longest incubation period with the monkeypox, but usually from 7 days or 2 days before the monkeypox symptoms appear or the rashes appear, until all these fall down. So that is a period of incubation, and those with infection has been completely isolated, and even the contacts are in quarantine. And because does not seem to be a threat now, but adequate precautions and awareness is being created. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pillai, for a detailed update. Dr. Marie, are you here back?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. Perfect.
Oh, thank you. And in Japan, around 200,000 cases are tested positive every day, but most of the cases are very mild or asymptomatic. But the emergency rooms are crowded, so we have some kind of difficulty to continue the other emergency cases. And no more new reports for monkeypoxes. And still we are trying very hard to boost the vaccination for the elderly and the medical staff. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Marie. Dr. Marie, is there a problem of monkeypox being reported in Japan?
There were only 2 cases who were traveled from Africa, and one is the contact with this person. So no more new reports right now in Japan. No monkeypox. Only 2 cases have been reported in Japan. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So that was all for this week. We will have a session next week, and we have a speaker, which will be announced shortly in the group. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Pillai. Thank you, Dr. Akhtar, and thank you, Dr. Marie, joining in.
Thank
See
you,
you again next
Sharab.
week.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
See you
Nice
next
to
week.
meet you. Thank
See
you
you
very
next
much.
week.
See